I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Yes, people! Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Listen, greeting, Donovan Joseph. Bless up yourself. KS Sports TV up and running. Welcome, people. It's kind of funny, right? So I use green screen, right? So you see that purple looking, it should be green. But obviously, green not going to work when you have on a green screen. So this is hilarious. But welcome to the show. It's an hour of power. It means that we'll be here for 1 hour to discuss today's EPL matchups, games, results, performances, breakdown, and all of that. So come onto the platform early, and let us get into some discussion. I also have at the back end of the show, I'm going to give you the fixtures for the first set of games in the Newcastle Cup quarterfinals, give you the zones where the games will be played, and then tomorrow morning we will do a comprehensive show on the Newcastle Cup. But we're going to give you just at the end of the show, like I said, some details on the zones. But first and foremost, let me say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering loans of up to $100,000. You can call Prestige Finance at 876-884-7390. There is no processing fee, same-day processing, and only 0 to 4% interest rate. Also, a big thank you to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance need in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. They will help you with all, especially if you're a sports person, you need to talk to them. They will help you with pension plans. You will have a way of earning money right now. Launch Legacy right now. If you get connected with them, ask for Patrick Reed, from a Constant Spring, Waterhouse, Excelsior football player. Speak to him, and he will, while you invest, you earn Canadian dollars, US dollars. So check it out and be a part of that and prepare for your future. All right. Big up to Glenroy Buckley, Yeah, man. Father Hydrate, man. It. I like call me Father Hydrate. Outer East. If Arsenal didn't lose, we wouldn't get this hour of power. You're right about that. Yeah, yeah. Big up, Paul Watkins. I heard about Dennis Ibanks. Where can I see his interview? All right. It's on Facebook. Paul Watkins. If you send me a WhatsApp message, I can send you the interview so you can see it. All right. But it came on the TV program as well. Big up Troy, Bulla Malcolm, Rossies, people. Rossies, they are still in the Ben Francis Cup. So I even have that as well. Don't know if you have that. Big up 1738, man. Love, Levon, Harvey, big up. You don't know the money's power is always up and running. All right, big up Fresh God. You understand me? Big up Fresh God. People, remember, once you come on, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Just do that, and so we can get that out of the way. All right, just for the sake of the persons who follow Schoolboy football, let me just give you a little bit of information on that, and then we get into the EPL. Like I said, that it's a special hour of power because Arsenal, yeah, man, Arsenal. It is. Arsenal have brought me joy. All right. So let me just, you know what? In fact, I can share this with you. So let me share this with you. All right. So I'm going to share this with you so you can see the upcoming Schoolboy fixtures. This is for the DaCosta Cup. All right. All right, for the DaCosta Cup. Now, you don't know management before we even get into any details. You know, I'm a churchman, I'm a pastor, so I was in church. You understand me? So I didn't get to watch all the Arsenal game. I watched the half, then I watched the replay and all of that. Catch some of the Liverpool game as well, and watch replay of portions of it as well. Right? But listen, I speak about church because listen, to me, as long as you give your life to the Father, that is important. Your church affiliation is not that important. But we need a better world, and to have a better world, we need better people. And that better person must be you. The first person that needs to change is me and you. So I want to charge you today to begin to make some changes to your own life. You understand me? So that the world can be a better place. Because you can be a better person. You hear me? Yeah. So you can be a better person. The world can be a better place. All right. So let me just show you what's going on right here. So let's get to see, these are the groups. You see Group A, Group B. Bam, there you go. Right. So let's bring it in a little bit. So Group A have Manchester, Mannings, William Nib, Frome Tech. You seen that, right? Group B have Dintil. Just going through it quickly, like I said, tomorrow we'll be running it, right? Dintil, Clarendon College, Central, Edwin Allen. All right. So the first set of fixtures, you will see Manchester versus Frome at Brooks Park. These games are on Wednesday, right? So they're watch this. All the teams will be engaged. 4 games on Wednesday, so all 8 teams will be playing. So I'm going to give you those fixtures. Mannings will be hosting William Nib at Draxall. Dintil and Edwin Allen plays at Draxall. Well, Mannings and William Nib plays at Landila Sports Complex. Dintil and Edwin Allen plays at Draxall. And Clarendon and Central plays at Fogo Road High. All of these games begin at 3. Now, the Ben Francis Cup round 1 begins on the 17th, right? So these 8 teams will play, and they will meet with the 4 teams that drop out of the quarterfinals of the DaCosta Cup. So Cornwall plays Garvey Massey at Garvey Massey High School. Glenmuir plays Paul Bogle at York Oval. York Castle plays Steds at Draxall, and Christiana plays Rossies at the Colin Miller complex over there. That is the Rossies home ground. All right. So that is your DaCosta Cup, Ben Francis Cup for now. All right. Okay? All right. So, again, tomorrow we'll go more comprehensive and get into some more details. All right. So, bam. All right. So, now that we have done that, let's get into the EPL. Now, the EPL had some very interesting games today, right? The first game was a 7 a.m. game. Wow, wow, wow. And what a game it was, man. It was, for those of you who somehow don't know, it was Arsenal versus Chelsea. All right, Arsenal versus Chelsea. That's game number one. So let's bring that up. As you know by now, I'm smiling. I'm happy because Arsenal defeated Chelsea by a goal to nil. But anyone who watched that game would agree that Arsenal deserved all 3 points just based on their performance. You look at all the stats in the game, for example, you realize that Arsenal really outplayed. Gabriel Magalhaes got the goal in the 63rd minute. But just if you look at the stats in the game, people, all right, so let's be real and look what happened. Arsenal had 14 shots in total. Chelsea had 5. So Chelsea had 3 shots in the first half, 2 in the second half, 1 on target. Arsenal ended the first half with 68% in terms of ball possession to Chelsea 32%. That kind of shifted in the second half. It ended off that the overall percentage for the game after 90 minutes was Arsenal at 56% to Chelsea 44%. We had 2 shots on target, 1 scored, the other didn't. All right. The passing accuracy, Arsenal was higher on that. We also completed close to 100 passes more than Chelsea. Chelsea committed more fouls. They received 5 yellow cards in comparison to Arsenal too. I really believe that in a next game, Aubameyang could also have been red carded, right, for that early foul on Ben White. And corners, Arsenal had 6, Chelsea had 4. So on the balance of play, we can safely say that Arsenal outperformed Chelsea and they deserve to win the game. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. All right? Right? Big up, Ludwig. Ian say Arsenal. Ian, I didn't know that you're an Arsenal, man. Who is your team? K Sports TV, sitting and watching Arsenal. My team just sitting and watching Arsenal. Which team is that? I'd love to know. All right, so that's Arsenal. Now, some other interesting game today, and we're going to look at them. One is Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. Leon Bailey scoring for the second game in a row. All 4 goals were scored by Aston Villa because Jacob Ramsey scored an own goal on the stroke of halftime that brought the game to 2-1. But I mean, he scored a brilliant goal in the second half, 4 minutes into the second half. I mean, struck it nicely. A ball that was played back by Ollie Watkins. Very good counter-attacking move. Unai Emery's first game. I want people to also remember that Unai Emery brought Arsenal to Manchester, and Arsenal defeated them a couple of times under Unai Emery. So I don't know, but this Aston Villa team, they look a whole lot better, a whole lot different than when Steven Gerrard was their coaching. Manchester United did, I can't say they played badly, but they just didn't create enough goal scoring opportunities in this game. I still believe that they had threats enough that they could have. They made a couple of defensive errors that led to the goals. But I think that early goal, those 2 early goals by Aston Villa, which is a trademark of Unai Emery's play, kind of pegged them back. If you remember when Unai Emery just came to Arsenal, his first 45 minutes were tremendous. And then in the second half, Arsenal would look poor. Or the first half, Arsenal would look poor. And the second half, they would look good. So he was able to get that. Manchester United edge Villa out in terms of ball possession and passes and passing accuracy, though the gap there wasn't really, anything big or to look at. They committed more fouls than Aston Villa, same amount of yellow cards and corners, 3-5 in favor of Manchester United. But I don't know. I would love to hear from some of you if this was better strategy or just mistakes made by Manchester United. Why they being on such good form ended up losing this game to Aston Villa, though Aston Villa won their last game. But this is a new coach, right? Is it that, when a coach has left and changes come, then there's a buzz. But even Leon Bailey looks a whole lot better since Steven Gerrard has also left Aston Villa. I'm wondering if that speaks about, how good Steven Gerrard or how bad Steven Gerrard is as a coach. Big up Coach Andrew Edwards, and it's a big up all the fellow Gooners. Yeah, man, a lot of Gooners in the building, man. Yeah, man. And everybody know, listen, all of a sudden, I remember when we started winning, right? And I told people this, that once we do something, people are going to change the parameters. So when we started winning, they said, well, the season is early. They said the season is early, right? After that, they said, here's what they said. They said the season is early. Then they said that we weren't playing, but we haven't played anybody yet. Now that we beat Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, they're saying Arsenal need to wait on City and wait until City buck us. Do you know that if City is the only team to beat us in the Premier League, we're probably going to win it? We probably will win the league. So all of a sudden, the parameter has now changed. Wait until Arsenal buck Man City. So that's what we're waiting on? Eh? That's what we're waiting on until Arsenal buck City. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah. Newcastle, right. Newcastle had defeated Aston Villa. Yeah, in their last game. Yeah, Newcastle defeated them, I believe. Yeah, Newcastle defeated them in the game before. But Leon Bailey, I think he scored in the game before that one. I think that was the first game after Gerrard left that they actually won. He scored and he came and he scored today again. So it looked like Villa is kind of turning things around, right? But they're talking about Manchester City, Ian. Now they have shifted it from Manchester United to Manchester City. So I don't know why the whole thing about Arsenal. But I will say this. Arsenal can lose games and will lose games. But I will tell you, don't fool yourselves and think that this is the Arsenal that you used to see back in the days and the Arsene Wenger at the back end of his career when they would just collapse. This will not happen, I think, under Mikel Arteta reign. I think he has gotten rid of people who would have probably helped to, cause the team to crumble. All right? So that's Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1, Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. Then we also had one of the teams that they are now in the top 3. They are third place in the league. All right? They are Newcastle United. Miguel Almiron, who won the Newcastle Player of the Month for October, begins November with a goal. Chris Wood score. The former Arsenal player, Joe Willock. And the player that I thought Arsenal should have bought in the transfer window is this Brazilian CDM, Bruno Guimarães. Scored as Newcastle defeated Southampton by 4-1. Now, that is saying to me, I don't know what you think, but I think the Southampton manager is in some problems. I think the Southampton manager is in some problems. And they may be considering sacking him. What do you think? But Newcastle people are going to be right up there. I cannot say, oh, he got fired? Oh, I didn't even know that. Whoa, so he got fired after the game. I didn't get that news. Yeah. Whoa. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. And DJ Dre. Thank you. So the Southampton manager has been fired. Whoa. This one is good. Big up Arsenal, boss. Hey, people, you know, you think it's like this. You see this guy named Damian? Hey, you see like how I am objective about Arsenal. Like Damian, they have a next guy, they call him Tuba. And Damian, these guys lose all objectivity, you know, when it come on to Arsenal, you know. I am telling you, big up them when I love Arsenal. Bad. You understand me? But Arsenal has been playing very good, man. And I did tell people that if Arsenal can somehow keep everybody fit for the rest of the season and there's no fatigue, there will be problems. But Newcastle, are Newcastle good enough to be in the top 4? Because I think Newcastle going to spend more money in January, you know, people. Because Newcastle new owners have money to spend. And if they can buy 3 more players with the squad that they have, I'm talking about 3 quality players, like how they brought in Guimaraes and he's doing well. In the same way, you know, they bought the goalkeeper from Manchester United and he's keeping well. The players that they have purchased, the players are making a huge difference to their team. If they should invest again in January, I think this team could be right there fighting for a top 4 spot, or may even squeeze in and get a Champion League spot. What do you think? KS Sports TV is saying exactly. He believes so too. Oh, Burnley, the keeper came from. Yeah, Burnley. Pope, yeah. Burnley. Yeah. Thank you. Burnley. Yeah. Right. Andrew Edwards. Kevin Williams says, Andrew Edwards, well, I hope you're gonna repent from your blasphemous. What? Because you will be meeting the gods of football? Kevin. Who are the gods of football? Peep, if you're talking about City, you know, I think it is football and those things happen, but I don't think that penalty awarded to City was a penalty. I don't think De Bruyne should have been awarded a penalty. That's just my thought. I thought it was just me. I just thought it wasn't a penalty. And it's not because I'm an Arsenal fan still. But I don't think it was a penalty. But given Fulham was playing against 10 players, and they just never looked like they could win the game. So at the end of the day, maybe City deserved it, but it never looked like a penalty to me. But Newcastle, like somebody says, all right, that's true, top 4 for Newcastle. But I think they are good enough that if they strengthen in January, I think they are going to. Like, I could see like Newcastle going and buy the guy called Gakpo. I could see them spending money and buying like an additional winger, buying centre backs. I could see Newcastle doing that. So look out for Newcastle. Look out. See, even a City man saying that they don't think it was a penalty. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm not the only one. All right, at least people won't think that me a bad mind City, right? Right. So that's Newcastle, and then West Ham succumb to Crystal Palace. Olise scoring in like with the last kick of the game to give Newcastle Crystal Palace a 2-1 win over West Ham. A 2-1 win over West Ham. I think one of these top 6 teams should buy Wilfred Zaha. Bless up Peso. All right. So for those who following the JPL, Harbour View 2, don't be holding one in the first half. Yeah, man. Listen, can you imagine if Newcastle buys Wilfred Zaha and makes him their highest paid player and put him on one side and have Saint Maxima on the other side, and they have like Almiron? Yo, that would be a group of wide players that is very hard to contend with, Right? Demo says Olise is a baller. Yeah, man, very good baller. And the other one called Eke, I rate those 2 youngsters down there in Crystal Palace, But definitely, I would take Wilfred Zaha, though he's a little bit old. I think Arteta is going to want to go for someone, someplace younger, or a player who is younger than 27. I just feel like you're looking for a younger person and more a striker that can come in and score right away in that striker position and not necessarily a winger. So I don't think like Zaha would fit in at Arsenal, given what Arteta is doing, because Zaha is not going to leave Crystal Palace to go and sit on a bench. He has to start. And I'm thinking, who will Arteta bench, given how his team is playing, to start Zaha? I think, though, that Zaha could go and start right now at Newcastle. Yep. All right. After Antonio made the worst cross in history. So you're blaming Mikel Antonio for the goal. Rob Sibis. I don't know. Mikel Antonio not as prolific this season as he has been, or is not scored as many goals this season as he has done in the previous 2 seasons. I don't know. Don't know if Schumacher coming in has affected his game and stuff, but not looking as sharp as usual. But Crystal Palace, they won that game. Saeed Ben Rama scored for West Ham. They took the lead, but Zaha equalized that before. Then we could take him. That's a Zaha thing. Zaha used to play for United, but it didn't work out. Yeah, man, I remember early in his early career. But he's a different player now, because oftentimes, a player will leave a club and go elsewhere and get better. So maybe now that he's better, I don't think United would buy him though. I just feel like with Anthony and Martial came back from United, and they have Rashford has not been playing bad. They have Sancho. I don't think United problems is wide players, you know. I just think United needs a forward who can score more goals. Yeah. I think so. And I also feel like with Varane, I think his name is, who is out, they're going to need to find somebody to partner Martinez. Danny, what you mean by Newcastle at DBT beside? Just on a little run. Them can't finish 6. What? No, man. No, man. Really? No, man. No, man. Danny, be right. We side your support. I can't believe you said that. Listen, money can get Newcastle into 6th place, brother. Money can do that. And they have money. These guys are billionaire owners who are willing to spend. These guys just bought the club. They can pump money into it, man. Come on, man. Don't say that, man. Right? Mannings, man. Aston Villa need another wide player too. Yeah. But will Zaha leave Crystal Palace to go to Aston Villa? Don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Zaha would. Like, I think Aston Villa and Crystal Palace are same level team. So why would you do that? I just think Newcastle right now, based on spending, is heading to a better place than those two teams. And it's I think it's a better move for him. Given that I think Newcastle, if they spend in January, are legitimate contenders for the top 6. There you go, out of East. I don't think Arteta changing his starting 11. So Zaha would have to sit at the bench. That is why I think he's not going to go to Arsenal, because he'd want starting time. And Arteta ain't. You know, see what Arteta did? Listen, Kieran Tierney scored a brilliant goal in Europe. Zinchenko comes back from injury, and who does Arteta start? Zinchenko. He's programmed to play the same players. El Neni came back. Normally, he would manage his changes differently. You see who he brought on? El Neni. Yep. No, man, that Kevin De Bruyne thing was not a penalty, man. Which team you support? Danny, be right. That's what I want to know. Where you think Zaha will go? I don't know. Which team now Zaha could go to? I think Zaha, with the injuries at Liverpool, could go to Liverpool, Newcastle. I think Chelsea should have bought Zaha instead of Aubameyang. I think Zaha is a player Chelsea should have bought and not Aubameyang. I think Zaha has more upside than Aubameyang. Yeah, man. So I don't know what the man talking about, but Newcastle, a DB team. That's just bad, man. Bad, man. Newcastle don't know DB team, KS Sport. We know better than that, man. Liverpool, man, here. Newcastle talent ordinary right now. When can start spend big like City, them can come in with the big boys. But brethren, Newcastle can spend big like City. I'm telling you, look what they spent in the summer, and I'm telling you, they're going to spend in January. I don't listen because of their position. I think look out, people. I am telling you that Newcastle will probably spend the most money in the January window. You hear? Look out for that. All right, so would you start Zaha over Martinelli? No, you know. Although I see an ex-Arsenal man say he would. Don't you think Arsenal is going to need somebody. Yeah, listen, I think they need to find a replacement for Thomas Partey. Listen, honestly, Arsenal has a good starting 11, but they need like three. Arsenal need three players. One, I believe they need a CDM closer to the quality of Thomas Partey. Two, they need a striker. Gabriel Jesus is very good, but he goes through these spurts where he doesn't score. You need somebody else in that position who can score. That's two. All right. I still believe that they need a next center back, and they need a winger. They need a winger that can probably play on both sides. If Saka is out, he comes in. If Martinelli is out, he comes in. All right. The one reason I think that Zaha would not be that, because I just don't think, because I said before the game, was an Arsenal man said Zaha can play before Martinelli. I just don't see Arteta doing that. Listen, Zaha is very good with the ball. I don't think Zaha can give Arsenal without the ball what Martinelli gives Arsenal without the ball. And the Arteta system is very important in terms of what you do without the ball. Zaha, I think, is only good with the ball. Because I used to think Zaha is a lazy player, you know, but he's very gifted and skilled. But he doesn't work hard enough, I think, without the ball. And that is why I don't think Arteta is going to start him over Martinelli. But wait, Arsenal not sliding when they face the top teams. Pool, Spurs, and Chelsea, not big team. In Nitro, that's what the model said. Wait until, but they have changed it. They said they have changed it now, you know. They said that we have to just wait until we box City. You understand me? Say, they keep changing the parameters. You understand? Be a Blessing says, Mannings, man, why you continue saying Newcastle, if they spend, can be top 6? Don't you think with money, they have had a few more January and win the league? No, I don't think Newcastle can win the league right now. I think that is tough even if they spend. I think with a fit Haaland, City wins this league. And Arsenal signing people, both of those teams, even with Newcastle signing, will be ahead of Newcastle. And at some point, listen, people, at some point, Liverpool are going to be back in this thing. Trust me. And Spurs ain't going away. But I do believe Newcastle can finish in the top 6 with spending. Without spending, they may struggle. But if they spend some money, they can finish in the top 6. Big up Leon Bailey. He's so much better with a free-flowing football style. No, Stephen G. How Topper get into EPL? Yo, Brendan, you don't leave Topper alone, man. Yo, the man talk about EPL Nitro. Leave the man alone, man. Yeah, man. Leon looking better without Stevie G. Newcastle is in the top 5. Wealthiest owners in the league. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Arsenal need a striker. I think we need around 4 players still in a freedom flag. 4 players who are willing to come in, work hard, sit on the bench. But I'm telling you, specific players. Somebody who can come on after Thomas, if Thomas Partey should go out, so you don't have to move Granit Xhaka into that position, right? We also need a centre-back who can play, just like how Ben White can play right back, because if Tomayas is out now, I don't really like Cedric so much still. So I think we need somebody who can possibly play right back and play centre back, or play on the left side, because we don't really have a left-sided centre back, you know. If Gabriel Magalhaes gets injured, you're going to have to use a right footer on the left side. So I think Arsenal needs to find a left-sided centre back who can even play the left side of left wing back. Big up Boss Thomas, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The man saying no way before the game. I don't see Arteta buying a player to put Martinelli on the bench. I have one problem with Martin. Him hold down him head too much when him had trouble. I think this is saying that you have one problem with Martinelli. Him hold down him head too much when him had dribble. I hope that is what you're saying. All right, so let me say it again. With the ball, I think Zaha is better than Saka, and Zaha is better than Martinelli. Zaha with the ball is better than all of the Arsenal wing players. Zaha without the ball cannot be compared to any of the Arsenal players. They are way above him. And how Arsenal presses, that is important. And I don't think as good as Zaha is with the ball, he's good for the press system. Leon to score against Arsenal next. We not just beat Villa and Leon play. We beat Villa with Leon and him never score. You know, remember so Arsenal beat Villa recently? All me I say to people, make sure when Arsenal play City, them have them strongest team. Because them squad what them play without Haaland and them and they now go beat Arsenal. Me I tell you that. No makeshift wing back now go manage. You see Saka with that kill when him Cucurella. No, he wanted that kill Cucurella. You understand me? Oh man them run at Chelsea now, man. Roger, what is wrong with him, man? Wait. Where you get them story? Maguire play on the right, man. We have Ben White, we have Rob Holding, we have Saliba. We don't need Maguire. We have enough players that play on the right side. Maguire plays on the right. Maguire is right where he needs to be at Manchester United. And that's where he should stay. No, man, no. Before the game, do you realize that Pep got Aguero way younger than Zaha is now? So I don't think it is that easy with Zaha. They just can't spend because money. Remember, they have fair. Listen, hey, you know that I don't believe in the fair play thing. I just think like they put it out there and they just don't want it to be tempted to do it. But teams are going to find a way to sign whomever they want, man. We don't need to sign. Why would we sign? We don't need a right-sided centre back, man. Big up Harry Maguire, man. Big baller. Arsenal is in a good spot to get good signings in January. Are more clubs coming with lots of Arab money in that window. There you go, Nitro. So I think because Arsenal next game, is against Wolves, right? If Arsenal wins that game against Wolves, it puts us in a very good position. 37 points. You can now use that as a means of enticing, encouraging players to come to your club. Can't blame Kevin De Bruyne if he's multi-talented and auditioning for Belgium to make the 8-meter platform dive at the Olympics. If Newcastle gets into European League next season, they will attract new players that are above the level of the current players. True. Roger Grant, he wants to play for England, and Arsenal seems committed to making him a big player. So it will be hard. All right, I think Zaha is better than Saka, Martinelli. Listen, Zaha is better than them going forward. Zaha is not good or better than any of these two players with the press system that Arteta plays and in his defensive response. You watch when Saka plays, how he comes back and help out Ben White. You watch how Gabriel comes back and play. Listen, Arteta has used Gabriel Martinelli as a left back in games before. Come on, man. Zaha don't do that, man. He's one of the best winger offensively. But when you look at the two parts of the game, there's a difference. And certain systems would not allow him to excel in it. City without Haaland look average. Yes, Saka cook, yeah, man. The man deal with Cucurella. Cucurella. Halftime score. Moby 1, Molines 0, Humble Lion 0. There you go. Respect Peso, keeping us up to date. Yeah, man. You know, CC is not going to come on and talk. When CC come and talk, you're going to see CC like in next week now. Way past CC there in our group, and I mean, listen to CC and him don't tell nobody, you know, how him that boost up Chelsea and how Chelsea going to beat Arsenal. All right, here's the next ball. I've seen it here now. Balakar, yeah, man, we talk about Leon Bailey, man. Man, is the problem is not that Zaha is not talented. Most coaches will select the right person with the right attitude to fit into there you go, into their system. Exactly. Big up the Russies, man. Because the Russies, man, know what I talk about. So it's not that Zaha is not a good player. It is one, listen, remember, you know, a lot of people, you know, remember that even in their side, you know, in the Ivory Coast side with Zaha and Pepe, you know that they start Pepe over Zaha because many people believe that Nicolas Pepe is more skillful than Zaha, you know. But they both have the same problems. That is one of the reasons that Arteta and Pepe struggled, because Pepe had problems defending. All right. The last game of the day is a next big game that was played. Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Every day I feel it for Hurricane. Liverpool played a new system today, it appears. Not true. See the stats? More percentage, more shots. Tottenham had more shots, but Liverpool had one more on target. Zaha in the 11th and 40th minute. Harry Kane again scoring for Tottenham Hotspurs. Listen, Harry Kane. Hey, if I were Arsenal, I would buy Harry Kane. Listen, if Arsenal spends all their transfer money on Harry Kane, I easily pick Arsenal. But that, you know, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But listen, I'm not a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. But you see, Harry Kane, baller. Harry Kane, honestly, has been one of the most consistent English strikers that I have come to see. Like I have watched, I have seen Harry Kane. Me rate the youth. Spurs baller, but me rate him. Right now, I think he could start for Liverpool. He could start for City. He could start for Manchester. Tell me, he could start for Chelsea. Harry Kane can start even for Barcelona. He can start for Real Madrid. He can start for Bayern Munich. He can start for Juve. He can start for PSG. Big baller. But he should leave Tottenham. Yeah, man, I could get Ivan Toney. The thing that is Ivan Toney willing to come and sit on bench sometimes? Ivan Toney is a good option as well. Them saying he's at 50 million, and I don't think Arsenal going to spend so much money for him though. Cranky, I was calling you the star. What you mean you would buy Hurricane? Right now, I would buy, if Hurricane want to come Arsenal, me buy Hurricane. What you talking about? Hurricane is a dead. Listen, imagine Hurricane get that header that Gabriel Jesus missed today. I in the back of the net that Cranky. Cranky at the league me want to win. At the league me want what Cranky at Cranky. Talk the truth. You don't want Hurricane. We got Sol Campbell. We gave them Adebayor. You mean? I mean, take Hurricane right now, but it won't happen though. I'm wondering if Ivan Toney is probably too old for the Arsenal and too expensive. Yeah. I know it won't happen, Nitro. It's just being optimistic. Well, Cranky obviously don't plan on spending the money, right? Sports TV, I don't think nobody is disagreeing on City winning the league. Without a striker, they won it with a striker as well. It's just they spend a lot and don't win Champions League like others. Yeah, but people, do not underestimate Liverpool to come back. I'm not saying that they're going to come back and win the league, though it may not be an impossible thing. But Liverpool is going to be right up there. Trust me. Trust me. All right? Keep that in mind. Yeah, but the one thing I'm saying, Nitro, you think because I think it was you who said it earlier. Arteta is going to keep his starting 11 unless somebody is injured. Will Zaha leave Crystal Palace to come to Arsenal to play second fiddle to Gabriel Jesus? That's all. I would gladly take him, but that is the question I'm asking. If he would. So I don't want to really make it but outside of Hurricane and Ivan Toney, there's no other striker in the Premier League that I think Arsenal is available for Arsenal to get. And like I said, I don't think there's a CDM that is available in the league right now. I like the guy from Brighton, Caicedo. I think he would be a good CDM. I like how he plays. He's very progressive. So I'd love to see him. When was the last time Arsenal had a start like this? Boy, me can't tell you, you know. But it has been a while. Cranky has sent Cranky the link. Cranky will have those stats and give you. Right? So let's see if Cranky can come on. Yeah, Trossard. Yeah, Trossard is a good buy, you know. But I think Trossard is a similar kind of striker like Gabriel Jesus. I think Ivan Toney offers a different dimension. And I think if Brighton selling anybody, only one player leaving. You know? And Trossard's last season wasn't good. But I think we need somebody who can replace a replacement for Thomas Partey, a centre forward, and a left-sided centre back. I think a striker, a replacement for Thomas Partey, left-sided centre back. So Demo, you come talk about No, Jesus, peace. The man said, people, when I talk to Demo, man, when I hear me talk about the Liverpool game. Oh my Lord. I did talk about Liverpool, Demo. I did talk about Liverpool and said, listen, Liverpool are going to be right up there. So you want to share more details about Liverpool? You come and share about Liverpool. But I did say that. And you notice it's this thing. But yeah, I even talk about Zaha would be a good buy for Liverpool. Zaha would be a good buy for Liverpool. So we have around 5 to 10 minutes to go, people, because we have a next big show coming up at 6. We're going to talk to a Trinidad and Tobago fan who was at the World Cup when Trinidad and Tobago qualified, and we have also a Jamaican who was at the World Cup when Jamaica qualified, and they're going to speak about that. Can buy Al Somerville? No, sir. I don't think he has proven himself yet. Yeah. Dimo. Dimo, this one is for you. This one is for you. This one is for you, Dimo. Are you the man talking to Dimo? Are you a team member talk? So you have to come and take him out. You have to come address Nitro, Dimo. I'm not going to talk to him. But you know, Roger Grant, you know that Musa, the United States of America player, who is at Valencia and is a regular in the Valencia team, would come back to Arsenal if invited, if Arsenal want him, but it's $50 million. All right, so we have with us the happiest man in the world.
I don't know about the happiest man in the world, but I know it's been a good day. I can't complain.
Cranky, you take it away. I have nothing more to say.
Well, what I will say, Manning's man, is that it's the most lopsided 1-0 game I've ever seen. I mean, if you think about it, we dominated, even though we only scored 1 goal. They never look like scoring. I am getting much more comfortable with my team, both in terms of the results we're having, the style of play, and the quality of play. Because form can be temporary, but when you're demonstrating excellence week after week, then you have to be taken seriously. So this whole concept that we're gonna fade away, anything is possible, because injuries you can't account for, and the World Cup is coming up in a few weeks, and we're gonna have people like Partey away at the World Cup, and we know Partey is a bit brittle in his more seasoned years, but I'm very happy with how we're playing, the results we are getting, and most importantly, Manning's man, which is we always struggle with this, which is as a team, even some years when we have done well, we struggle with the top teams.
Yep.
So the only top team that's beaten us so far, we haven't played City yet, is Man U. And even when we played Man U, I didn't walk away from that game feeling, you know what? I had an inferiority complex or anything. We were very good in that game. We probably could have won that game. We were a little bit naive in terms of how we played, and also how Arteta set up the team after we went on 2-1. But the quality and the elegance of the football, the entertainment value we provide, because people pay their money to watch you. You can't beat that, Mannings, man. It's amazing how we're playing, not only where we're playing, but how I find the football attractive. That goal where Jesus supposedly missed today, I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt.
The header.
You see where that place? Yeah, the play where the play started. It was what they had a corner or something.
Yeah,
we played out from the back to get to Martin to get to him. That is scintillating football. Scintillating football. So I'm happy.
Yeah, what I think about Thomas Partey, I've said, listen, I said to somebody today, if Thomas Partey played in that Manchester United game, Arsenal.
So Mannings man, Mannings man, I come on these programs and I speak and I get grief about in the comment section about Crank, he's talking about Casemiro better than Partey, and you walk away thinking, what football are you watching? Or is that you're not watching the play over a sustained period? So the player we saw at Atletico Madrid, I watched when I got to Thomas Partey, about 3-4 years ago, they played Liverpool. When they beat Liverpool, beat them, I drew at home, actually. And he was in that game. And I watched his mobility in the midfield. His offensive skills weren't as apparent then when he was there, right? Because they play very defensive. But the way he covered the ground, how comfortable he was on the ball, I said, me watch him more, and then I advocated for us buying him and paid 45 million for him. But if you watch, I have a friend of mine because I was on with some of my English brethren today. I was on one of their programs watching the game because we had a watch along, and they were just waxing lyrically about him and how much they respect his ability. And I've been saying people don't, and also this management. So I told them when I went to when they played in Orlando, right? When Arsenal played in Orlando against Chelsea,
Yeah.
before the game started, they had a man in the middle concept. He was in the middle, and there are players around him, and then you got to try to get the ball off him, right? So they play the ball into him. He has to make a decision about where to pass the ball, and there are two or three players who are approaching him, man. I can't tell you one time in that whole sequence, because you're practicing him before the game, where he made a wrong decision. So then he has 3 or 4 options, and he's pressured by 2 or 3 people. I'm watching him just one-on-one, just observing him play. Always know where he's going before he gets the ball 2 steps ago. And being able to pivot if that angle or that opportunity gets cut off. So I'm watching him just pre-game, and I'm saying, man, he's got quality. Like, how did he see that pass? Because the pass was blocked off. How did he see? Because if you watch him play, man, he's the total footballer. Apart from his field goals, which have now been restricted to the top corner on the left, because he used to put them like field goals, American field goals.
Yeah.
But he's a brilliant footballer. So those of you in the chat who were, I'm going to use my own term, denigrating my ability to assess talent and my comparison about Partey and Casemiro, because I watched Casemiro today, good player, can make a 40-yard pass. You watch Partey going between the lines on a continuous basis. You watch Partey making the pass before he gets the ball. You watch Partey sensing danger and being able to negate that danger to get the ball to his teammate. And then come back and talk to me. We can have a conversation. I'm gonna gloat a little bit about my ability to assess talent.
All right. Let me hear from Demo now, because he wants me to talk about Liverpool. You are the Liverpool man. Talk to the people, Demo.
So good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, people in the comment section. Big up yourself. Make sure you like up the thing. So Mannings, man, I know this is AFTV, right? Because you come here to talk about Arsenal and Party and
No,
all of this.
see, you're not. All right, cool. Go ahead. All right, it's all right.
You know, like all you say when you bring up the Liverpool game was Harry Kane. I feel sorry for Harry Kane.
Oh my Lord. We talk about how Saha went to Liverpool.
Yes, but I was asking you to talk about the game today, not who for come a Liverpool and you're sorry for him and Kane for God ask, but you are here talk about the game. So all I was saying was talk about the game.
I talk about the game, Divo.
Yeah, so I literally have 20% on my phone because I watch cricket and
why every
everything.
time you come on the stream, your phone battery are dead?
Mannings man. I am a sports addict in a boss. So me use my phone for watch cricket, me watch football for my TV, everything I go one time, boss. So my battery runs really fast, right?
You muted yourself.
Hey, Demo, take a question.
Say that again.
Are you related to Rudolph Speed?
No. Actually, his brother Owen Speed is my cricket coach from Mona High.
Well, I know there was some affiliation, because his battery is always on 20 minutes, even though it lasts like an hour.
I am sure he's a busy man.
It's an exit strategy.
I'm sure he's a busy man as well. So probably because I am busy too.
Listen,
but anyway.
Demo, I heard Chris Lynch, because I didn't watch all of the Liverpool game, but I heard Chris Lynch. Chris Lynch, he was saying that Trent gave up a penalty though it wasn't called.
Yeah, man. Trent pushed down the man. I mean, like, listen, I have a view about these things, Like, me no make no issues about calls in football. Like I say to every stream I'm on, calls even themselves out throughout the course of a season. So some calls are going to go against you, and you're going to get some calls throughout the course of a season. It's going to even out themselves. And so, me think it was a penalty because Trent pushed down the man. Like, Cancelo pushed down something there. I mean, it was probably a bit more forceful. Cancelo's one was a penalty red card because he was the last man. Trent had no need to push the man in the box. And sure, he went down very easily, but you don't need to push the man. Like, he pushed the man, and it could have been given as a penalty. But it didn't get given as a penalty, and as a fan, I'm fine. Like if it was given, I would have been fine either way. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because it was that kind of call.
So what takes for Liverpool today, though?
Yeah, so that's why I'm getting into the game now. So first of all, obviously, Klopp has been doing changing of formation ever since I was the one calling for the change in the formation from the 4-3-3. I think it was getting a bit stale, if you want to put it that way. And so we change it up. We play a 4-4-2 or a 4-4 or 4-4-2 diamond, whichever way you want to call it. And Salah plays more centrally along with Nunes, right? And so I think we get a lot more flexibility that way, even though Salah has come out and says he prefers playing out on the right wing, which obviously that's where he gets majority of his goals. But I think the change of formation was needed. Coming into this game, I thought that, I actually thought Tottenham were going to beat us. And I thought
Really?
that, yes, man,
Hey,
I
do
even
you
made
mean
a
that
prediction.
Liverpool fan you be, you know? Because me, like, me
Wow.
believe in Liverpool more than you.
Listen to me, man.
Go ahead.
Um, I, I even made a prediction that we are going to lose 2-1. The thing is, with Son out and Kulusevski out, I mean, it probably was a weird selection, but our away form in the league has been dreadful, and I'ma just feel like, say, going to Tottenham in that atmosphere in that big stadium, it was going to be very difficult, and so I thought that we'd have lost the game based off our defensive fragilities and always conceding first and all of them stuff them they put in consideration, right? And I'm sure a lot of people might say, listen,
South Christ said, this is the worst Liverpool fan.
yeah, well, people can say whatever they want. Like me analyze sports, brother. Like you can beat me upon my predictions of getting it wrong, but what you can't go beat me upon is my analysis. I'm gonna break down the thing, and our way form was dreadful. Everything there they point to a Liverpool not winning that game for me personally. I'm sure people can say Champions League, you win against Napoli, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, our Premier League form away, that was our first away win, and we in a November. Like, it's
Whoa.
crazy. So that's our first away win. So it was a tough game. And the first half, listen, we were light years ahead of Spurs. Like, this is something that Spurs fan been crying out for all season with Conte. He sits back first half, and it's not until they score against them or them come out second half when they start. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, we completely outplayed them. Darwin Nunes was like a real problem for that back line, and he was playing over on that side, running the channels really well and causing havoc from like the 3rd minute. He got a shot away early, and the keeper made a save, and he was causing real havoc for them the first half. And Mo Salah does what Mo Salah does. Brilliant goal from him, set up by Nunes. Well, they might put it down as an assist. It's an assist, I guess, but him just really roll it off to Salah. Salah do it. And then obviously Eric Dyer. Oh my gosh, but I don't know what that was. He was trying to back pass the ball to the keeper, and Salah nipped in. Brilliant chip over the goalkeeper. And Mo Salah is just elite, and he does what he does. And then second half, I think Tottenham got a chance. I think them hit the post one time. Remember, I think they did. And that was probably the only threat that they had, because they were just sitting back. Second half, oh my gosh, it was like a total different team. They were on us like white and rice, pressuring us from crosses, like everything that, like, I don't know, the team thought must work, or I don't know what happened, but they completely changed. Kane got his goal, and it just, in the end, it just wasn't enough. We held on. Think we got a chance to close out the game with Darwin Nunes and him doing customary kick with the ball. Where the man was literally there with the keeper by himself.
Frankie, the man rate him $80 million striker. I don't understand this. I don't understand
No,
this.
it's not $80 million. £80 million. It's pounds.
£80 million. Yes, that's.
But you hear me give the man credit first off? I said the man was running the lines really well and causing havoc. What do you mean? I'm just a point out now when he missed the easy chance. Let me not understand you. May I evaluate the whole thing? I actually thought he played well today without scoring.
Okay.
Him fumble up as usual, because him technique not that good. Him do all of that stuff.
I don't understand you. You say the man play well. You say him kick with the ball customary. Him fumble up because him technique not that good. What?
Yeah.
Say the man play good.
But in the same breath, I said that he was causing havoc for the defenders
No,
running the channel as well, and he
no,
got the assist for
Demo,
Salah.
Demo.
Me not understand you. Me not say him get 10 out of
Understand.
10.
Maybe Cranky can help me understand.
If may I
Right?
give him a grade, may I give him a 6.5 out of 10, near 7. I mean, I mean him perfect throughout the game. He made
Okay,
mistakes,
all
but he
right,
also
boss.
played well.
Okay, all
Why
right.
two things can be true at the same time?
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, he did, and I'm actually starting to see a lot of improvements in Darwin Nunes. So,
Yeah.
like, people can cuss me all them want. Me never rate him from the four. I didn't think he had the greatest start for us. But he's really improving, and I may see like the more games he plays, the better he's getting. So, big up to Liverpool. We're climbing. At the end of the day, I think
Yeah,
that's Jurgen Klopp.
what position are you now in the league?
No, me no know, you know. Not until we
No,
reach fourth, me I go check.
no, seriously, I ask you because
No,
you see, you
honestly, I
can't
don't
even.
know. I didn't check.
All right, so let me check and tell you where you
We know
started.
we were ninth. No, we think we were 10th going into the game, but I'm
You're
not sure
eight.
where
You're
we are
eight.
now.
You're number eight. You're number eight.
Yeah,
You're number
but
eight.
yeah, so yeah, right. They climb
Yeah,
one
but we
spot.
have
Yeah,
games
You're
in hand.
15 points. You're 15 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah, but we have games in hand against I think Spurs and Newcastle. I think we have a game in hand and then.
Yes, you do.
But
You do.
we're not,
But as I said, you're
yeah.
15 points behind Arsenal. That's all that counts. You're
Yeah,
15
yeah.
points
Well,
behind the leaders. The
say,
leaders.
say that to me. Say that to me at the end of the season. Say that to me at the end of the season.
That's a good point, actually, because you never know. Things may change.
yeah.
Yeah, so like me say, I think
We may
after this
lose all
World Cup,
11 players, and you may gain 11 players.
like coming in after the World Cup, a whole lot of things might change. So
I
I'm
agree
not
with that. I
like
agree with that,
really,
actually. I agree with that, Dino. I agree with that.
yeah. So big up Liverpool, and we'll climb. I think that was Jurgen Klopp's 250th win in charge of
The
Liverpool. So
Cobra
big
say
up the boss.
you climbing a sycamore tree.
listen, small progress is progress to me, boss. I mean, we can't say all of the one. Yeah, Trent, my boss. I don't know how people watch football and don't rate this brother going. Like the man passing is so elite. Like it was
Dima,
next
Dima,
level.
Dima,
Like it
Dima,
was elite
Demo,
stuff,
Dima,
you said that
Dima,
Trent
brother.
give away a penalty.
Dima,
You realize
Dima.
you said that
Hey,
is a
man,
penalty.
What
hold on, man.
penalty?
Dima,
What penalty
can I
you
say,
calling at the game, boss?
Dima, can I say something,
Please.
Dima?
Yes, sir.
So, a couple of things, Dima. One is, what position does Trent play?
He plays right back.
Is that a defense or offensive position?
No, he plays right back.
No, right back. So fundamentally, what's a right back supposed to do
No,
at the
that's
initial
not how it
job?
works. That's not how it works. Different
No?
system, different coaches call for different systems for their right backs.
Oh, is
So
that
it's
why
not
you're
just
leaking?
it's not
So
just
all
a
your
one
wait,
style.
no, man,
So it's only for the right. Oh, go ahead, Cranky.
So that's why is that why your team leaking goals because your defenders don't defend? They only play forward.
And why the same thing don't happen to what's his name on the left at left back?
Robertson.
Why we go through this again? First of all, the goal never come from Trent's side. It actually
No,
came
we're
down
not
my
talking.
Bertrand's side.
No, man. That's why I ask you. You see, Demo. You know what is funny? You brought up Trent, you know.
Yes, I'm talking about his positive and how in passing is elite. Oh, we're talking about defense and right back.
Dima, when you speak about a player, the player is not half of a player or half of their capabilities or half of their contribution to the team. It's the holistic player and how they contribute to the game and to the team. So I watched Trent today. I was smiling. Trent make a 40-yard pass on a dime to Nunes.
That was a 50-yard pass.
Okay, 60-yard
Yes.
pass. Let's say 70-yard pass. On a
It
dime
was a
to
pass,
Nunes. Didn't have to break stride. Wait, and the ball was a bounce. I think he bounced the first time he got to him. So they were trying to control, set himself and pass it. Brilliant pass. Then the ball came over. That was Casemiro playing. And Trent is tucked in.
Yeah, he was
walking the
too
man
narrow.
beside Konate. When
Yeah, he was
what's
too
his
narrow.
name? When Sessegnon by himself over there. Sessegnon look up in the air and Trent turned around and had no idea where he is. He's totally lost. Wait.
He was too
I'm
narrow for
telling
that
you the
play. I know
game.
what you're talking. Yeah. He was too narrow. Yeah, I remember that play.
No, but because he can't defend. He can't defend him. I've
No,
been
that's
saying
not
this since
that's not
2 years
why.
now. Can't
Why?
defend himself. Can't defend himself.
That's
Think of
not
himself.
why. What formation did Tottenham play today?
No, it doesn't matter what the formation.
Yes, it
What you do
does
is
because who is
Demo,
playing right midfield was Harvey Elliott, and he was not helping
Demo,
Trent any at all. So Trent
Demo.
have to either keep
Poor
narrow
Harvey.
or go wide.
Nobody can
Like
help Trent, Demo. The only person who can help
yes,
Trent is the bench.
Henderson does well when Trent is there. Trent does well when Henderson plays because Henderson covers him.
I just realized today how light Trent was. Easy to brush off. I actually didn't realize it before because I was criticizing his defending, but he's very light, so he's not physical. He doesn't anticipate or read situations well to know where the position is. His position is really poor, and also he just cannot defend. It's the more you watch him, the more you realize why Southgate doesn't really want to pick him because he's concerned that you know what when he needs because Southgate thinks defense first. And when you think Trent, you think offense first. What you mentioned about Trent tonight? Not his defense, you don't mention him making one defensive play. All you can
Yeah,
talk about
but
is
because
50-yard pass or, huh?
that wasn't my agenda to come here and mention his defensive play. I could
Because there's
have
no agenda when it comes
because
to Trent defending.
no, because guess what? Because that's what you are going to do. That's what the whole world is going to do. They're going to look for a mistake that he makes and highlight it, but they're not going to highlight when time Perisic was there and he was supposed to cross in the ball and Trent was the one who closed down the cross twice. Them not gonna point that
So
out,
Trent,
but they will.
so even so why is he standing with the right foot? Not to defend anytime.
No, but you never mentioned that,
Devo.
man. You never mentioned that. Why you never mentioned that?
But
You talk about his deep in
Demo.
this, in that.
Because that's what
Mention
he's
when he
paid
blocked
to
Perisic
do.
cross twice.
Demo.
Mention when he was intercepting the passes made to Perisic. You not mention them stuff there because that's
Demo,
not the
Demo,
agenda.
Demo, Demo. I had to tell you this. Well, here's my philosophy on football. A center forward is paid to score. That's his first job. I love Jesus. I think he's a brilliant forward. I keep telling my colleagues, you need to start scoring goals. So you get paid for it. You get paid 250,000 for it. Trent's first job is to stop the opposition from scoring.
That is not Trent's first job.
His
That is what
first
he
job
wants
is
his
to,
first
then he
job
can't
to
play
do.
right
That
back.
is
He
not
can't play
that
wing
is
back. He
not
can't play
his
right
job.
back.
His job in club system is to start our attack because he's our main source of attack. That is in our system at Liverpool. Don't try to put your coaching on Klopp. That's not how it works. Klopp
But
set up his
maybe
system, and that is what he wants Trent to do. He's our main source of our attack, so he
I have
starts our attack.
never heard of any system in football in any
That's
country
fine.
in
Well,
any
here is
player
Jurgen
where a
Klopp. Here
defender's
is
job
Jurgen Klopp.
doesn't mean include defending.
Here is Jurgen Klopp. His
Defender,
main thing.
Uh,
What? You see that? I'm
defender.
not.
Right back
Me
is a
me
defensive
never even
position.
expect for the here so long. We just want to talk about the game and this a turning a trend thing because everybody have an agenda. As soon as them
but
just put the man under a
but Deeper,
microscope.
you brought
As
up
soon
Trent.
no, I did not manage man. I brought up Trent and his passing,
That's what I
not
just said. You
Trent,
said no, but
not
no.
Trent.
That is
Trent
all
and his passing. I was very specific.
I think
Trent was the one who come and
Trent
talk
should
about
thank the
this
referee
thing.
today. He should thank the referee because he pushed the player in the back. He
Jesus.
pushed him
That's
in the back.
fine. VAR look on it and never give a penalty too. Like what we're gonna do.
I
It not
know.
gonna change.
VAR is
Uh,
afraid to push the button sometimes. But look, VAR
If
doesn't want to give a
you just
penalty, but it could be subjective, right? So some people may say
uh,
if the ref doesn't give the call, VAR can overturn the ref when it's not 100% certain it should have been. But
yeah.
he pushed the player in the back to me. It wasn't a side on his side where he have a bounce. He pushed him in the back.
Dima, what I'd
So
ask you though, Dima, is that do you think Trent need to improve defensively?
clearly, of course. I'll
Why?
always do that.
Why?
We mean why? Because if you improve, you're gonna help the team better. I don't
wait.
understand.
So Demo,
That is
does he need
always
to
going
improve
to go.
offensively? Does he need to improve offensively?
Of course, he's 24 years old. If that,
I don't think he
like
needs
him,
to
have
improve
a lot of
offensively. I
improving
disagree
to
with
do.
that. You're trying to cover your tracks. He does
We
need to improve.
mean,
In fact,
who doesn't need to
he
improve
doesn't need to. No,
offensively?
he doesn't. He's a
So,
brilliant
so Dima,
How
offensive
so
many
player.
what
goals?
do you
How
think
many
that?
goals does Trent get a
Uh,
season?
He got to be in a position to score goals. He
Well,
score
okay, but he
goals.
gets in a lot of goal scoring positions. He
How much
kicks a lot
assists
of
does he
free
have
kicks.
per?
How
No, no,
many
no,
free kicks does
wait.
Trent score a
Back up,
season?
Demo. How much assists does he have per season? A lot. A
That's
lot.
fine. But you just mentioned goal scoring positions. I am saying for a Liverpool team, Trent gets a lot of free kicks for us. Him score one in every 50.
what I'd
We
ask you
mean
though,
he
Dima,
gets
is
he
this. I'd
need
ask
to
you a
improve
simple
on his
question.
free kick.
I'd ask you a simple question. If Trent, right, is the main source of where Liverpool attack starts from, I'm going to use that. When they play the
Mm.
other right back, does that change?
Joe Gomez?
whomever they use at right
Well,
back.
Milner or
It's a
Gomez will play. The Milner or Gomez play.
significant change, boss.
So
Significant.
all right. So you're saying that when Klopp doesn't use Trent, the right back becomes a defender.
When Joe Gomez or Milner plays, yes. And we sit back a lot deeper too.
Anybody else who plays right back defends except
Yes.
Trent. That's
And then
Liverpool
either Simicas or Robertson attack from that side.
You
That's
don't
where
actually look at it that way. It don't really make a lot of sense because you're saying that.
it don't tell you what it is. It doesn't make sense. The thing works off of where the people them strong and so Simicas will be our main source in terms of attacking down the left hand side. What's so difficult in that? Joe Gomez cannot create as much as Trent can. Milner
First
can.
of all, Manningsman, Demo is talking, you know what? Because both Robertson and Trent attack all the time.
Lord of mercy.
Attack all the time. This whole concept
Who
that,
said that they
you know
didn't?
what? No, because you're making a case that if Milner plays right back or Gomez plays right back, then all the attack come from the left and not from the right. That's not true.
And
I watch Liverpool as much as you do.
I didn't say all the attack. How all the attack
You seem to infer that most of the attack then goes to the left versus the right.
It does.
Because they're defending on the right. Wait.
Call him Trent.
No, let me say this today. So I was watching Sky Sports. I was watching the game on two channels. Wait. I was watching this game on USA Network and Peacock and Sky Sports. So on Sky Sports, the commentator says, I think Tottenham was attacking and Trent ran all the way up speed. And it's like, where's he going? They're attacking Liverpool. Why is he coming back? Wait. I think it was when Gomez was on the field. So they brought Gomez on to show up the defense in the last part of the game. Trent is playing wing back. And Trent is running upfield. When Tottenham's attacking, Trent is out of the play. Trent looks like he's lost because Trent doesn't think defense. So when Demo and other people come and defend Trent, and they should because it's their player, because we defend our Arsenal players.
I'm going to start calling him Demo. Call him Trent.
Trent is a brilliant offensive player. Trent, and I've been saying this for a while now, is a challenged defensive player. And Trent will not get into the England team. He may get in now because everybody's hurt until he proves his defense. He ain't getting over Trippier. He's not getting over James. He's not getting over Walker. He may get over Ben White, and he shouldn't, frankly, given that they want to defend first and not attack first.
Yeah. All right, Demo.
Wanna finish? Because no need to stop arguing from what Uno want to see and start arguing from what Klopp wants from his system. When you start do that, you don't understand how football.
No, Klopp wants to stop leaking goals, and they leak goals. In fact, today they could have management. They should have lost the game today, management.
Oh, we shoulda, woulda.
So what's his name? Perisic missed 2 sitters.
So we never missed any chances.
Wait. Let me finish. He missed a header management, which is a baby goal, and then he missed one he picked on the bar, which is another baby goal. I have no idea how he missed that goal. No, Nunes missed a couple chances.
He didn't miss any chances.
No, because the goals you scored, the one with Dyer was just a blatant error on Dyer's spot, which shouldn't occur with a professional football.
Yeah, but did we miss any chances?
Yes, Nunes missed a couple chances, yes.
Okay.
We're talking about the nature of the chances versus you missed a chance, right? Nunes missed one, which is a pretty clear cut.
But Salah had a chance to score a hat-trick and keep the ball straight and keep a up. But he was right.
It's a little bit different story. He made contact and he went to the goal. He didn't connect well. Perisic goals were tap-ins. And Alisson has a tendency to make his blunders, but he didn't get punished today. Because he almost gave away a goal. He does that sometimes.
Me can't reason. Like, the man said, wait, the man is, man. This is what Cranky said. Oh, Tottenham should have won the game, because they missed chances. But Liverpool never missed no chance. Liverpool missed chances too, but we couldn't win the game.
There is the simpleness of the chances versus a more complex chance. So, the Tottenham chances, man. Second half, here's what's embarrassing. In the second half, Liverpool wasn't in the game. Tottenham battered you.
Yeah, but we still got the chance with Nunes, who was Nunes got the chance to finish the game 1-on-1 with the keeper and kick with the ball. It would have been 3-1.
Which one are you talking about? I forgot that one.
He was right in front of the goal, like him kick the ball over the post.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like the
No,
man
no, no.
literally was 1-on-1 and kicked the ball over the post.
No, I think it was his left foot. Didn't he put on his left? He put on his
Yes,
left
he put
actually.
it on him left foot like a
Yeah,
madman. The
yeah,
man
yeah,
right
yeah.
foot it and got the ball.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was
That's true. He should
like
make the
he
ball
was
roll across his
close.
body. He should roll across his body and just lay. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
All right, Demo, you see, when you go back in the comment section, I want you to look out for this person called Dia Kubra.
What? Why?
No, just because you're going to need to respond to his comment.
No, I think I need to respond because I already say everything I need to say right here. Already. Like it's ridiculous. May I go back go watch Cornwall beat up them boy, I'll do him out.
All right,
Big
then,
up
Demo. All
yourself.
right, cool. So,
Let's
Cranky,
see, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Some person have been asking, like, who should Arsenal get? What they think about? Because I still have concerns, like, if Partey is out, what happens? If Gabriel Magalhaes is out, who plays on the left side?
I'm not worried about the left side center back. If you look at our team,
Who is going to play left side centre back?
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu is injured.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you are going to play center back. He's not going to be injured for long. He has a muscle problem, which he's had since he's been in Italy.
This
But
is so,
Tomiyasu is the left side center back.
hey, this is so strange, right? Because you're like your words are coming before your lips move.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing?
Big up Red LFC people. Red LFC turn up for Liverpool with it. Put in a super sticker. Big up Red LFC. Liverpool won. Yeah,
No,
but
but I think we don't need any defenders, frankly.
really?
No. So think about it. Right back we have Tamayasu, Ben White, and Cedric, even though I'm not a Cedric lover. Center half we have Saliba, we have Gabriel, we have holding in quotes. And we have Tamiyasu, who plays there for Japan. On the left side, we have three players: Zinchenko, we have Tierney, and we have Tamiyasu.
Yeah, man.
We have interchangeable.
I don't really rate Cedric, you know. I don't think we should.
I don't rate Cedric either, but I'm saying we have two right backs, right? So I'm not worried
Okay.
about a right back. We have two in each position, and then we have two keepers because Matt Turner's a decent keeper and getting better over time. The problem is when you go to the midfield, we don't have a good. Elneny is decent, but he's not Thomas Partey, so we don't have a good replacement for Thomas Partey in the midfield.
What-
And then in the three forward positions.
Dia Kubra is saying that we should go after Locatelli.
We went after him already. He decided to go to Juventus. We're not going on. Look, we are now in demand. We're not demanding any player come to us. You want to come play with a good team where you can enjoy your football and you don't mind being on the bench? Come join us. I don't care who you are. But you
What
gonna be on
about
the
the
bench.
Lazio player? Seeing that Lazio have been knocked out of Europe as well.
They want too much money for him. We're not paying 80, 90 million pounds for a 27, 28-year-old. We're not doing that.
Oh, okay.
It's too expensive, but he's a brilliant player, brilliant box-to-box player. So we need a position. We need cover for 4 positions: CDM, both wings, and center forward. Because I looked at the bench today. It's the first thing I look at when I look at the game, and the bench was weak. Very weak. I mean, we didn't have a bench to me. The bench is weak. Think about the bench. I mean, we had Cedric, we had Nelson, we had
Elneny.
Vieira, we had Elneny, we had
Tierney was on the bench. Holding was on the bench. Turner
But
was
Tierney's
on
probably
the
the
bench.
only good. Tierney and
But
Smith Rowe is out
I
injured.
think Elneny is a good to come on when you're leading the game to hold out because he's very disciplined. He tackles, he works hard, and he does a simple thing. I don't like seeing Lakanga. I think we need to sell Lakanga.
Yeah, well, Lakanga is not a CDM. I think Arteta was talking about it the other day, which is they bought him for, I think, box to box, and we playing a CDM because supposedly he did well there. I can't recall when that occurred. So I think we need 4 players. We need 4 or 5 players. But is it going to be expensive? Because we're not buying any okay players anymore, Mannings, man. We are buying cream of the crop. You want to come to Arsenal and play good football, live in beautiful London, enjoy the nightlife, you got to come with some pedigree. So either we go to Brazil, go find us a couple of players who have significant potential, not the Marquinhos of the world who don't cost 3 mil. It's real quality that plays in their first division there and play in the various championship they have there across South America. Or we go to Italy and find somebody. But we do need about 4 players. But we're good. So now we don't have injuries. We're good.
Right, Ryan, listen. Let me just answer. Ryan, money is coming for Liverpool. We will see in January. In January, I don't think by January. Let me just say this: Liverpool fan in January you can't catch Arsenal. All right, here. Let me just tell you that. All right, sir? So you
But
remember.
look, we're not gonna get too big for our britches as a football team. We gotta be very humble and very cautious, but also feel good about where we are, right? We can't be too arrogant about where we are, what we're doing, because we know where we were in the last 6 years in the wilderness, Europa League. We only make Europa League last year, so we got. But at a minimum, we did really. There's a progress management. It's a project, and the project is taking fruition, right? So we did
Yeah.
really well last year. Submit Champions League last year. Lost in the last 3 games of the year. Last 7 games, frankly, because we were in a really good position. But we have the second youngest squad in the Premier League, and the youngest team that's starting team in the Premier League. And that's only going to bode well when you lead the Premier League. You have the youngest team and his second youngest squad, and we just got to get people to sign contract. We need Saliba to sign. We need Martinelli to sign. We need Saka to
Yeah, but
sign their contracts.
Martinelli said Saka didn't sign?
Saka hasn't signed and Saliba hasn't signed. Martinelli has espoused the view that he
Yeah,
wants to play.
yeah. So he
And he
said
will
that.
sign, give him the pen. But you know what? You got to sign first, management. Now listen, people say.
No,
Let me
but
see a
he
sign
obviously
first.
has not been given the contract.
No, I think they're talking to them. But the agent is
Yeah.
always the one in the middle. There was always a middleman in the management. There's a conduit who's going to be the blocker, who's hearing noise from other teams and start trying to raise their price because other teams are suggesting how much they can pay you. I'm sure Chelsea looking at a player saying, hey, Saka, we can give you 250 now. And Arsenal maybe offering 150. That's the problem you're running into. That's why Omar Hutchinson probably went to Chelsea. They probably offering more money than we did.
Yeah, but I find it hard in the position that Arsenal is in to see Saka leaving and Martinelli. I think it is easier. If somebody said Saliba is going to leave, I could see that because I feel like he still feels like he wasn't treated right. I just have that feeling. Like though he's there playing, he's enjoying his teammate, but I just have this feeling like he's not sold on Arteta. I don't know how I feel, but I feel that way.
No, I think, look, if you came back as a 21-year-old, so I don't disagree with the concept or the idea you're proposing, which is he wasn't treated, I've been saying this from day one, he wasn't treated fairly. Arteta didn't treat him right, and this whole view, everybody seems to espouse the view management, which is he sent him out on loan, it worked well for him. What a brilliant thing by Arteta. Well, stop the nonsense, because in France, he was Young Player of the Year. He made the French national team, where he got into our team.
And he also made a team of the year in Ligue 1.
Exactly. So this is nonsense you're talking about, being saying up alone. So I think that was nonsense. But what works in his favor, and the argument can make to him is, you displace a £50 million player we bought for that position. So we are fair to you because we gave you an even opportunity, and you showed us that you deserve to be in that position, and we had to move that player to a right back position to accommodate you. So why would you think that's a good thing? That's the only good argument we can make. But you know what? I'm sure Real Madrid is buzzing around, and Barca may be buzzing around because he's a brilliant player. And today he showed the game, which is, was that Chelsea we played at Southampton today? Or was that? No, it was funny watching the game, which
Obama? Is Obama who? Obama
he touched the ball 4 times today, I think. At least in the first half was 4 times.
Obama missing.
Obama, Sterling, Havertz, Jorginho, whoever their names are, Loftus Creek or Cheek or whatever it is.
And Saka Cook. You know Cucurella should have been yellow carded early in that game though.
Many times.
I thought he was a lot of unnecessary fouls, and that's why Saka retaliated and got a yellow card.
Yeah, no, he was playing. People are playing Saka physical, but Saka's a tough little kid, you know. I thought he started the game a little bit up and down, but settling as the game progressed. I don't think we had a lot of players who played brilliantly. I think Saliba and Partey, and to a lesser extent Jesus, were the differentiators in the game. But the whole team played well in general. Chelsea were not in the game. Chelsea played well defensively. They settled. They were well organized. But I thought we were the better team by a good margin. And by the way, as I told people on my stream before, I was mad at us because we were at home, so we should play better at home. When you're home, when you have your house, West London is now our house. So when you're home, you should play better because they haven't beaten us since 2018, so it must be our ground. If I come to your ground 4 years in a row and beat you, so if you're home, you should play better. But I thought we were brilliant today.
Yeah.
Allow me to continue, Mannings, man. It's all positive in Arsenal land.
Yeah. Our final question. What do you think about Newcastle in the top 6, top 4?
Well, I'm a big Newcastle fan because I've been watching them all for the last 3 years. Since Willock went there, I'm a big Willock fan, frankly. I've been watching since Willock went there. So I watch all their games. Today I watched half of the games because there was conflict. But I'm not surprised. I'm surprised they're in the top 4 already because they haven't bought a lot of marquee players. Apart from Guimarães, think about their team and the center half. What's his name? They bought from France. No, the center, no. The big center half, the kid from Holland that they bought from France. Huh?
Is it Daka?
No. Daka plays for Leicester. I'm talking about the center half they bought from France. His name will come to me.
From France?
He plays for Holland. Yeah, he plays for Holland. He was in the French league. They bought him. So the center half and Guimarães, if I think about purchases they've made other purchases, but they aren't what I call marquee purchases. But the rejuvenation of Almiron is a big deal for them, right? Wilson not being injured, but today looked like he's got injured again. Joe Linton reinventing himself. Trippier playing well. They have a lot of good players, man. And not necessarily wholesale players, but St. Maximin has been injured and they're still playing well. So you have to give them credit. And frankly, man, they have no Europa League. They have no Champions League. They have a pretty big squad because Shelby can't even get in the team as he was before. Longstaff is playing. They have a lot of good players. And they have this best, well, no, probably second now. They had the best goal against average. I think we probably tied with them or they're one above us. So they have a great, I think we have 12 and they have 11, or is it 12?
Goal
Something
against,
like that. Yeah.
goal against, they have 11, City have 12, we have 11.
So we are tied with them as the best goal against average. So they play good defense, right? They gave up 3 to City, by the way. So they get 3 goals they give to City.
People are missing Arsenal's farm because Arsenal doing a lot of this. Botman. He means Botman.
Botman, yes.
Yeah, thanks, Demo. The truth is that Arsenal have done like 5 clean sheets all on the road.
Yes.
This season. People
I'm not
don't realize.
Is that good or bad since we can't keep a clean sheet at home?
Well, that's good. Listen, and a lot of these big results against the big clubs, like Chelsea is away, Tottenham was away as well.
No, Tottenham was home. We don't beat Tottenham away from home, man.
Where did you play Liverpool? At
our house. At Tottenham at our house.
Okay, so we beat Chelsea.
We beat Chelsea away and we lost to Man U away.
Yeah.
We don't beat Tottenham at Tottenham, and Tottenham don't beat us at home.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Ryan, let me read this. Man, remember this great Liverpool team, but we are having bad start for Liverpool this season. And January Liverpool will be back. You must be the Terminator. I'll be back. Must be that. How I see it, if the coach is as good as him,
I need him to be.
If a player want to go, let them. Like Pep/City, when a door closed, another opens, as long as the board back them. No player bigger than the club. I think.
So let me say this, man. People say that, but that's not necessarily true. And here's why. So Pep will let you go if he believes that he has a replacement or someone better than you in your position. Pep didn't advocate for Silva to go, if you notice. Because he wanted to go to Barca, he didn't let him go. He's not going to advocate for De Bruyne to go. He won't advocate for Haaland to go. So he'd advocate for people like Sterling and Jesus because he believes, you know what? They weren't starters anyway, so they can go. Or Zinchenko, because I don't think he's a great defender, so I can advocate to go. He's not advocating for his best players to go. I really won't advocate for his goalkeeper to go. That's not happening because he can't find anybody who can play that ball 60 yards on a dime to his forwards. So I don't think when players say they advocate for people to go, they say that, but it depends on Arteta would never have advocated for Aubameyang to go if he was scoring goals. When Abba scored all those goals in the FA Cup, he begged him to stay, gave him $350 a year, made him captain. As soon as the goal dried up, because when Abba left us, he only scored about 4 goals, 2 from open play, he got rid of him. But this concept of our coaches get rid of, would he get rid of Michael Jordan? Would he get rid of Pep, with Messi? You don't get rid of those players.
Yeah.
Not happening. So even Pep or Klopp wasn't going to get rid of Salah. They paid Salah what he wanted. even though they had a wage structure, they still get salary what he wanted. Those rules only apply to certain players, man. Not to the Van Dijks,
I
not to
think
the
I
Salahs of the
think
world.
I just have this feeling like if we don't win something, Saliba is not going to stay at Arsenal. I just feel like
Man, we're ahead of plan. We're ahead of plan. I'm telling you, we're ahead of plan.
yeah.
The plan, I think, was probably a 3-4 year plan to get to where City is. I think we're a year ahead of plan, which is we clear out all the deadwood. That was done just over a year ago. We have a very young team with a lot of potential, whose values have increased exponentially over the last 2 or 3 years. We're gonna supplement that talent with some adults now, because we have a lot of kids. We need some adults supplement that talent, and then we go challenge City. We're ahead of plan. So I mean, it's plan for a plan for a plan, and win a good place. I can't complain.
Anyways, Ryan, I soon come over there. Come over your channel. Come challenge you on this. You understand me? Because we were close though. Because we have the 6 Saliba love our club, brother. Until a man resign, I have no confidence. I've gone through this with Arsenal. Oh, yeah, man. Cesc Fabregas is going to resign. Yeah, man. Nasri is going to resign.
No. The biggest loss we have had in the history of Arsenal, in my view.
Van Persie is going to resign.
No, that wasn't Van Persie. You gotta go before that. My left back went to Chelsea. That's the biggest disappointment ever.
Cole. Yeah.
Biggest disappointment ever.
Ashley Cole is going to Brethren, until I see them sign it, I don't believe it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I have to see it. Yeah, man. But good weekend for Arsenal. We have one more game against Wolves. Think they'll be, yeah. So hoping I was on thing there yesterday in the comment section.
Man, we can't leave without saying this, because I don't want to be accused of being partial. That I thought Aston Villa played well today. I thought Bailey even taking off played well today, scored a very, very good goal, and kudos have to be given. I try to be as objective and as fair as possible. If you do well, you get the accolades. If you don't do well, you know what you get. So
yeah, man, big up Bailey for real. I'm glad that you did it because I said it earlier. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
But listen, I tell people this. Listen, I still believe that Arsenal, if City at their best, Arsenal will not win the league.
I am not saying that.
Unless we have signed it. Let me tell you, City at their absolute best with Haaland, it's going to be hard to stop them. All right?
No, I agree. And the problem I have with that construct is that we play a high line, and Haaland play on the last man, which then makes it difficult because they can make pins. They won't miss those passes like other teams do to get the ball over the top. It'd be like how Man U played us.
Yeah.
That's the big issue. But they got to defend us, man. They have to defend us. We're hard to defend.
Yeah.
We're hard to defend. So we'll see.
That's a good save, Cranky. I know they were coming for you on the Bill issue.
Well, no, I brought it up without even being prompted to bring it up because I watched the game today. I love it. And first of all, Man U got beaten. That's the most important thing. Man U lost. Bailey scoring his gravy on top.
Hey.
So you can coach Wolan and win for Wolan Panda.
There were Man U fan named One Done, MFU. MUFC. The man said that Tottenham will lose, Arsenal will lose this weekend, because Manchester will win, You know what it's like? Some of these people, they don't turn up, They're listening, but they're not coming on to type anything, They wait until around Wednesday.
I would say this though, in Tottenham's defense, they have quite a bit of injuries, right? They were missing 3 of their 4 starting upfront players.
Kulicheski.
Yeah, and when he came on, he actually changed the game when he came on second half late. He came mid-second half. He played really, really well when he came on. He set up the goal that Kane scored. Yeah. So it does say a lot about having your big guns in the game in a big game. And I thought Kane played well, and I thought Kulicheski did a really good job when he came on. So they're missing players, but Liverpool doesn't look like the same Liverpool.
Yeah.
They look slower. They don't press as well as they used to press. It's not the same team. It's almost as if the team they're playing at 70% of what they used to be. And that's not good enough for a league that's getting more competitive every year. So
yeah. All right.
All right, sir.
Yeah, man. Cranky, thank you so much for coming on. You understand me?
man, bless.
Although we're seeing bits and pieces of you, you're
Yeah, no,
doing
I'm trying to do the thing that you guys are doing. I
really
didn't put a
great.
green background. I didn't have time because you text me late. I tried to put
Oh,
up my green background. This is not
no,
where I live.
you
I
know,
can't afford these places. I'm poor. This is not good.
I can tell. I can tell by the background you have
Yeah. I could have
chosen.
put up the
You
green
know,
background.
well,
I didn't want to
I
spend time
I
doing it.
can when I look at the kind of background that you're using, I can tell that you're a very poor person.
I'm very poor. I'm very poor. So I can't afford this kind of background. It made me feel like I have something to aspire to going forward. That's the case. All right, sir. All
Yeah, big up, Cranky.
right, bless
Listen,
up.
people, we call it an hour of power. We have got an hour and 45 minutes. You can't complain, all right? But it was a good show. I want to thank all of you for your time. Demo for coming on, Cranky for coming on. Really appreciate every single one of you. I think we're close to around 400 views. So we thank everyone who viewed the video. All right. We are at like 40 something likes. It would be good to get that up to 50 minimum before we close this out. Right. This is the end of the stream. All right. I am Manningsman. At this point, we again thank you so much. Big up Ryan LFC and all the other vloggers, KS Sports TV, one of the new youths trying to push out some work. Support him wherever you can. Ryan Sports Classic is still Ryan LFC. Big up Natty Congo, the Akobra, Jason Guna. You understand me? Damian Corrades, who was on. I'll see whose name. S Technique Skip. All right. South Cry, the Liverpool man who beat Demo. Bud. Yeah. For all Boss Thomas, Fresh God, Peso, keeping us up to date with JPL. Professional Pro FIFA 20. Yeah. Zaba HD, Noel Monfries, big up yourself. All of the 1738 gang, Ludwig and Levan Harvey, Nitro, Arsenal man himself, Eric up and running, always bringing some clarity, answering some of the things that even I, management, struggle with. Bless up. Ian Campbell, I just found out that Ian is also a Guna. Rajal Grant up, King Jav. Yeah. Yo, I'm afraid to forget a name or miss a name, Oh my Lord. Before the game, you don't know. You understand me? Yeah. Who again? Real Albala. DJ Dre J.A. Big up Kevin Williams. Up and running. All right. Who else? There. Freedom Vlog FC. Big up yourself. Check out the Reno thing. Freedom Vlog FC. Where you going with? You understand me? Marcel, you never walk alone. Yeah, the Liverpool man said that. You understand me? Donovan Joseph was the first person on the stream, so bless up yourself. Everyone, heal up. Flavor Max TV reach on the stream done. I can't believe it. Flavor Max. Yo, tomorrow we'll have a big one in the morning. So bless up everyone. Hit the like button. Right? I am over and I am out. So bless up yourself. Have a wonderful day. Join us at 6. We have a big show coming out at 6 o'clock, which is around an hour from now, when we'll have Andre Fortune, our host, with Nigel Fabian. And later in that show, we'll also be having Kerry Joseph. Yeah, man. JPL game going on. Humble Lion, I think, leading. Man, them lucky today. It was a 4 or 5-0. Man, them have 2 free kick that hit the post. But well played. Humble Lion won. Harborview, I think, defeated Dumby Holland. But games are going to start right now as well. I think 5 o'clock games are about to start, Ryan LFC. So bless up yourself, people. I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And we are over and out. Yeah, man, Ryan, game are going to start right now. I think the game, once one game finish, and the next game going to start right now. Over and out. Join me back in an hour, and I Am Sure Sports.